Hi and welcome to Easy Fishing. Today we're on a small club lake. It's what I would consider to be an absolutely ideal beginner's water. It's stuffed full of roach, rudd, crucians, smallish carp, bream, the usual sort of thing. An ideal place to get loads of bites. Now, today I've had to make up a new rig. I'm still using an £8.50 whip, but I've made a rig up with the main line of 3.8 suplex to a size 18 Drennan carp maggot barbless. All I have for bait is about a third of a pint or less of red maggots, about half a pint of pinkies and a few 6mm pellets. So let's get going. It's a beautiful day, but rain is forecast, so we shall have to see. Anyway, I'm quite confident about this. Here we go. Flick it out, pinch your pinkies. Bite first put in, small roach, correction, beautiful little baby rudd. I expect to get pestered by these for a while until the carp move in. But it just goes to show full of fish. Swing it out, draw it back, pinch your pinkies. Exactly the same routine as you would have fishing the canal. Don't need to change that. Little and often is always the best routine. When you're fishing, you have three options. No feed, which is really rare, maybe because you're using a big single bait for something like chub or barbel or carp. Little and often, which is usually the best, and dump it and wait. Basically dumping a large quantity of bait in and waiting. Now, I'm also going to feed just 2 or 3 6mm carp pellets over the top in a, hopefully the carp will turn up. The only trouble is they are not very big, but they are turbocharged. So on a 3-metre whip, I'm pushing this to the limit. Hopefully, I won't break the whip, but we'll have to see. Should hold up to it. I've tested it at this and it did hold up to it, so flick it out, draw it back over to the loose fed area, a few pinkies, 3 or 4 pellets. That's all I'm putting in. Yes, straight away, look at this. Now at first I expect to get bugged by these minute fish, but sooner or later the bigger fish will move in. The roach in here go up to pushing a pound, I'd say now. Look at this. This is what kids want to learn how to fish. Look at this, bite a chuck. I was going to bring a fish counter, but I couldn't be bothered. Just wanted to see as a laugh how many fish I could catch. I know I can catch a lot. Let's keep going. Pinch your pinkies, a few pellets. Fish on again, look at this. Whoops, that one dropped off. Now, I can catch at this rate a lot of fish. Simple tackle, less than a pint of bait, half a pint of pellets. Wonderful. Now, I've only got a couple of hours. Rain's forecast. It's lovely at the moment. Guy next door to me is using a long pole, but the speed wise I can be ahead of him. Because the whip on small fish is supremely quick. Barbless hooks, so they come out easily. And this time, I'm just going to try a double maggot. In high summer, you could use sweet corn, small pieces of meat, pellets, virtually anything. The only trouble is on waters like this, they are rammed full of small fish. But that is what beginners need. They need to fish waters where the, woo, wind's strong. Look at that. And these are beautiful little rudd. I could catch these all day quite happily. Again, I'll try a double. Got an 18, so this wind is very strong though. It's making feeding the pinkies very difficult, so I'm having to wait until the wind dies down before I can flick bait out over. But I know, keep up this routine, it'll be a fish a chuck. Missed that one. Shotting is a simple, all are shot in one bulk and one dropper. Though, if this keeps up, I'll probably move them all down so they get down through the smaller fish quicker. But let's just keep going. I have my landing net to hand, ready for that inevitable moment, and if the camera is lined on this properly, you might get some shots of a whip breaking. I hope not. But I hope I should be able to wrestle one out, but it will be an epic battle, that's for certain. Now, the object of doing this is, if you get these small fish going, the carp will come in to investigate, and that's when the fun starts. Just keep up feeding 2 or 3 pellets. Now, I have a substantial lily bed to my right, so I'm trying to fish away from it just to give me enough chance to haul the fish out. The guy next door to me, fishing the long pole, is catching some nice quality stamped roach there. And I notice he's fishing full depth by the looks of it. Might go have a look at the contrasting gear later between my minimalistic, simple beginner's approach and the guy who's got all the gear. And I have all the gear, but I'm choosing to show you that you don't necessarily need it to catch fish. Oh, slightly better roach this time. Oh, rudd, beautiful. Look at these beautiful fish. They are lovely. No keep nets and barbless hooks means that they stay in pretty good condition as well. Now this is what you call speed fishing. Now the speed merchants are a lot quicker than me because they have a lot more practice at me. There's a video from the Drenham website with Alan Scotthorne catching over 500 fish in 5 hours. And believe you me, that's going some. On the same method as this. They're small fish admittedly, but the skill is in the speed at which you catch them. And when you watch him, he doesn't look fast, just smooth. And he's catching fish about the same sort of size I am. Now I'm slow at this, I don't practice this kind of fishing very much. I should do. but I don't. I guess I can probably do 40 or 50 fish an hour, which is nothing, but that's still a fair amount of fish. And if you can see, the guy next door to me is having to ship the pole in and out every time, so it takes more time. If it's a speed race, the whip can normally beat it. But I am getting pestered by pesky little fish, so I'm going to, now I've caught a few and I'm catching steadily, I'll give it another few minutes and then I shall up the feed rate. But I haven't got a lot of bait, unfortunately. And there's a lot of weed being blown into my corner from a breeze which is moving around, and but generally into my corner. Right, let's put a bit more pinkies in and a few pellets. That's got the little fish going mad. Yeah. But what we're going to try and do now is keep that routine up. Now, pellet wise, I'm going to be using a hard pellet on a band. You could use a soft pellet, but with all the small fish in here, I think you just get ragged off the hook. Look at this. But like I say, I'm going to feed a few more pellets now because I'm going to see if I can attract the carp in just for a laugh. Feed the pinkies a bit more heavily. That was a slower bite. That's still small fish, that. Sometimes you get that slower bite, that indicates that there's a better fish on there. Good pinch pinkies, 3 or 4 pellets. Like I say, I'm quite confident it will be Carp City sooner or later. But at the moment it's small rudd, small roach, just generally small fish. But for a beginner or a child, what a wonderful way to learn. I mean, if you can take a child here and he can catch 50 fish or 100 fish even in a few hours, he's going to be absolutely over the moon. I'm going to cut out the maggots for a bit and just feed pellets to see what happens. It'll probably take a while, yes. Keep the feed rate up for the moment though. Go back to putting more feed in. Once these carp turn up, they'll turn up with a vengeance. Oops, wasn't very accurate out. I wish I had brought my fish counter now, because I'm obviously going to catch a lot of fish. Alright, they're little, but they're fish. Fishes, I think if you're a true fisherman, it doesn't really matter as long as you're beside the water. And sooner or later, these fish will get bigger. I dare say if I had a piece of sweet corn or something on there, I would probably be able to eliminate a lot of these small fish, but when there's this many, it's difficult. At the moment I hook a carp, I will change over to a pellet. Now I can just about squeeze 3 maggots on this. It's a bit crimped, probably not a good idea. But I'm just trying to maybe still keeping up that feed routine. No, I don't think even 3 maggots are going to make a difference, are they? Three maggots, not really made any difference. Now, what beginner or child would not enjoy doing what I'm doing now?